having Devin as my partner from an accounting standpoint, he took some of that pressures off of me because I didn't have to deal with the financials. He was my CFO. He was my partner in helping me look at data, look at numbers, pull all of the information in and say, okay, here's where we're at. Here's where you were. Here's your cash flow. Here's the things. And then also the most critical thing he would always do for me is we would do projections. Hey, what do you think the business is going to be doing? Let's look this thing out 3 months because we know there's seasonality. We know there's things going on, and be able to start forecasting not just business performance, but one of the most critical things that everyone forgets about is tax liabilities.
Yeah.
And we come to Sam one out of that because you always forget that 2 lines of state and government and federal. And then all of a sudden, we're starting to really analyze the true performance and obligations of the business.
That's huge. So just to be clear, I'm pulling up a screenshot of Devin here. So it's Whyte CPA, and he's a certified public accountant. And that's how I got this conversation going with Bryan. Devin is a customer of ours. We do his website, his SEO, and his ads and everything like that. And he's been just a really cool guy to help folks. But you know, you're making this comment about some ways that he impacted your business, talking taxes, forecasting, tax planning type of deal. You know, if you were to summarize, telling other accountants that might be listening to this, what are the things that I think you already kind of mentioned them, but what else convince them of their value? Because one of the I don't think they always understand. They might know the numbers on the side, but like you're this animal doing your business, man, and understanding what feeds you and what's most relevant to you. Like what? Tell these folks about that.
Yeah, so I think the first key is if you're an accountant, play in the world that you actually are good in. Don't play in your world that you think that you just want to be in. And Devin was a key asset in me in cleaning up my books from a previous accountant who got in over his head, saw the lucrativeness because we had an S Corp, we had a C Corp, we had a business financial guy who would do all of our investments. And this guy got in over his head and just it.
Oh, I bet.
And Devin came in, was able to clean it up to the point of the first year that he cleaned up, we got an IRS audit. And we legitimately didn't have panic mode because I knew what Devin did and I had the trust in him of what we did. But honestly, the tax returns were disgusting. When I got someone who, again, I'm looking at my accountant as a partner in my business. I'm not an expert in that. That's why I'm partnering with someone that did that and trusted that person. But I knew things weren't exactly right and my timing wasn't. So when Devin came in, we get an IRS audit, legit, one of the most painful things in my life of going through and making sure I had receipts for $28.72 of an event, you know, and kudos to wife because we had every single receipt. So out of the request of 420 some receipts, we were missing three receipts. So we packaged it all together. Devin and myself presented to the IRS auditor. We came back, 0 findings, case closed. So, but my comment is play in your wheelhouse and play what you're good at. And it's okay if you're not good at it, just tell people that you're not good.
So I hear you saying somebody came up and like set an expectation that was really high. They were out driving their headlights and got in over their head. Cause you got some operation, I'd imagine, is there sales tag? There's all sorts. You got inventory and receipts. You got enough of the state, the little bureaucrats are like just salivating for you to do something wrong. But this, you know, I just made a video that I shared as just a one-off. So many people right now are getting coaching from these gurus that are like, what's your big offer? And I'm like, that's not what it's about. It's finding out. Find people that have a problem that are here. Create a solution a scope of work and a value, like know what's valuable with it, sell it, but don't just promise big so that someone hires you and you'll figure it out after. Like there's a little bit of, you got to be hopeful on stuff. Like I get that, especially, you know, there's chicken egg problems, but I mean, I don't know, that's interesting.
So well, that's exactly it. So we clean that all up, and then just Devin and his ability to work with what we're giving him. It's really clean, really quick, and his timing and everything works great with mine and the availability. We were able to then, if you think about the beast of a business, we legitimately take a marketing team now that is just rocking it. getting us leads, getting us the right leads, growing the business like no tomorrow. I'm in the center of it, making sure that we're driving operational efficiencies and we're growing our margins and everything else. And then I've got my other partner, Devin and Wyatt, and he's making sure that I'm staying in the tracks of the government and we're pushing through and understanding forecasting wise so we don't get to the end of the year. And I've got a tax liability that absolutely never accounted for. And all of a sudden, all my free cash disappears. And so Beast took this business when all three of these started to gel together in 2020 to 2023, where we're running. I went from about a $1.2 million business to this year, we're going to end up at $3.5 million with a margin that grew from mid 40s to now we're almost approaching 60%.
Wow.